Lots of moves made in the past 3 days. Let's talk about them and break them down yearly. What is up, Finn fans? If you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to talk about the free agent moves that the Miami Dolphins have made for the past 3 days. I'm going to try and give you guys yearly contract breakdowns so you guys can see how much we're actually paying these players, and I'm going to grade them. So each time I talk about a player and their contract, I'm going to let you know what I think their overall grade is compared to productivity, promise, and contract. And then we're going to talk about some other things, including the Dolphins and their future and their past and all that stuff. So let's jump into it. Real quick, before we get into all the crux of the matter and we get into the trivia for you guys that are new to the channel, thank you guys for subscribing. If you guys don't know, I am 280 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And for those new guys, if you don't know, every once in a while, if I don't do something breaking news or live, and I do this in the studio, it's not my studio, it's my office, but I do this where I make a video, I edit it, do all that fancy stuff. One of you guys, Roadrunner, one of my subscribers, sent me a calendar. If you guys want to send me anything, my mailbox is below, but he sent me a calendar and it has facts on it and it has trivia on it. And every, I think it is Tuesday, Thursday, and weekend is trivia. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is a fact. And I'm recording this on a Wednesday night. You guys are watching this on a Thursday, so I thought I'll give you guys the trivia. Now, this one was hard. I didn't know this one. I know a lot of my OG Dolphin fans, my older Dolphin fans might know this answer, but what was the three-time Pro Bowl running back Mercury Morris's given first name? I did not know this. I'll tell you guys the answer of it when I get to comment of the day. But yeah, what is the given name of Mercury Morris? What was his birth given name? So let's jump into the video and let's talk about these contracts and let's talk about the team in a whole and where we've gotten and where we're going. So if you guys are interested, because I know a lot of you guys have asked me, hey, where are we at cap space wise after signing 10 free agents? 10. Of me recording this, which is Wednesday night at probably around midnight, we have signed 10 free agents. And a lot of people want to know, hey, where are we at cap-wise still? We're at $57.9 million in cap space. We still have the most cap space in the NFL at 57.9. The Rashad Jones cut, the Daniel Kilgore letting go, all that stuff is now official, being that Wednesday at 4 p.m. it was the start of the season. And what Sport Track does is they incorporate the contracts of players we've signed in and have taken that money away. So we're at 57.9 million still. And a lot of people say, well, how much money do we need for the draft picks? Well, we're not going to be drafting 14 players. It's not going to happen. Think roughly 18 million. So we still have a good, 39 million in cap? If my math's wrong, my math's wrong. But yeah, so that's where we're at cap-wise. And let's jump into the players. Let's jump into the players and let's jump into their contracts. So let's start with the first guy we signed, the first big move that was made, Ereck Flowers. Everyone wants to talk about Ereck Flowers. Everyone wants to talk about, oh God, why did we sign Ereck Flowers? He sucked with the Giants. And, he did all right with the Redskins at guard, but oh my God, he sucked with the Giants. Why did we give him as much money as we did? So if you don't know, when you look at his contract at face value, he's getting 3 years, $30 million with $19.95 million guaranteed. I'm sorry, I wipe my nose. I do wash my hands constantly and my nose is itchy. So you look at that, you're like, wow, we're paying this man $10 million a year. We're paying him $10 million a year, and I've heard it. People hate this move. People think we should have went for Glasgow, just traded for Thuney, done anything more than Ereck Flowers, $10 million a year. But the funny thing is, 2020, his cap hit is only $5 million. Then in 2021, the cap hit goes up a little bit to $12 million and some change. And then after 2021 is where they have an out. They can cut him after 2 years and only eat about $3 million of dead money. Because in 2021, he's $13 million cap hit. So this season of us, playing him, only paying him $5 million. $5 million this year. Then next year, it goes up to $12 million. Then after that, they can cut him. So in a whole, looking at this signing, look at Eric Flowers and his production and all that stuff, I would give this signing probably a B minus. I'd give this signing. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I expected. I kind of wanted to go the Thuney, but he got tagged, so that kind of went out of the way. And then I wanted to go the Glasgow route, and then he went to Denver. So, you know, I'm not hating the move, but I'm not putting it up there. Just because he played 1 year at guard, and we got to see if he could do it again with the Dolphins. But at face value, it's not that bad because he did have a huge production at guard. But we'll see if he could do it again. But I like the fact that they're only paying him $5 million this year, and they do have an out after 2021. Let's move on to. I'd like to talk about Shaq Lawson. I would really like to break down his contract. He's signed a 3-year contract. Break down all 3 years. It's not out yet. His contract breakdown isn't out yet. Him and Emmanuel Ogbah aren't out yet. I'm going to talk about Emmanuel Ogbah, but Shaq Lawson's contract isn't out yet. But he's getting 3 years, $30 million with $21 million guaranteed. So essentially around $7 million a year guaranteed. But if you looked at the way they structured Eric Flowers, there's a lot of front heavied. First 2 years will give you a big chunk of change, and then we have an out. And you'll notice that's a trend, especially when I start to talk about other free agents that we've signed to big contracts. $36 million can be bumped up with incentives with Shaq Lawson. I like this move. I think the Shaq Lawson move was nice. I think it assures our pass rushing need. We needed pass rush. So 3 years, $30 million, $21 million guaranteed, paying him about $10 million a year. But if you think about it, it's probably about $7 million. Again, I can't break it down because it's not made available. A lot of these signings are probably going to take longer. One of you guys commented, hey, why do I have to go through all these things? Why aren't the Miami Dolphins posting it on their website? It's because, especially with what's going on in the world, again, I can't say it, they can't go to the Dolphins organization, sign their contract, take their picture, do the thing like they usually do. So it's going to be a little bit slower of a process for everything to become official. And everything didn't become official till yesterday at 4 o'clock. So it's going to take a minute, but Shaq Lawson's, I don't have his full breakdown, but like I said, 3 years, $30 million, $21 million guaranteed. I like this. I like how his production started going up more and more. I like him as a pass rusher. I'm giving this one a B plus. Like this move. I'm going to talk about our boy, the big Mac Daddy last, but let's jump to Emmanuel Ogbah. Again, another guy, I don't have the full breakdown, but he's only getting 2 years, $15 million with only $7.5 million guaranteed. And I bet you that $7.5 million guaranteed is in his first year. So he's only essentially getting a 1 year, $7.5 million contract with an option to keep him on for another $7.5 million or cut him. Again, I don't have the full contract, but it's 2 year. And that's probably because of the pectoral injury that he dealt with last November. They kind of wanted to give him a 1 year prove it deal with a little bit of an incentive for that second year. I like this signing. I'm giving this an A. I like the way he played. I liked his aggressiveness. I liked all of that. So I'm going to actually give this one an A because I like the way he played, and I also like the contract they had him sign. Then we have Clayton Fedja. I looked that name up so I can pronounce it right. 3 years, $8.5 million, $3 million guaranteed. Now, he's a safety. He is a special teamer, kind of probably going to take the Walt Aikens situation, going to take his spot because Walt Aikens is unrestricted free agent. It doesn't seem like the Dolphins are going to sign him back. I hope they do. I hope they bring him back, Bam, and John Jenkins. Those are the only really unrestricted free agents that the Dolphins haven't re-signed before the start of the season that I kind of want to bring back. His contract is super, like nothing. You know, this year we're paying him about $2.2 million. Next year, $3 million. But they can cut him after this year and only have $1 million in dead cap, and then 3.2 the year after. It's a super simple contract. It's a super simple. He's got a great motor. Hasn't missed one game. Great special teamers. I'm giving this one an A plus. Is a great need. Especially, guy, you can't overlook special teams. Special teams is super important in the NFL nowadays, and it's $3 million for 3 years. Paying him roughly $3 million a year. Love it. A plus. Then we're going to go to Kruger. Again, if I say his name wrong, I apologize. You guys normally correct me below. He's a linebacker / safety. 1 year, $3 million, $2 million guaranteed. Another special teamer. Again, got him from the Eagles. Big, hard-nosed guy. I'm gonna give this one a solid A. B plus A. It's nothing spectacular. These two guys, essentially three guys, are, I'm going to talk about the next one soon, special teamers. There's nothing really to talk about, but that's what we said about Nick Needham and we said about Eric Rowe. You'll see what Brian Flores can do with these players. Then we have Elandon Roberts, who we just signed yesterday. I don't know for how much. I don't know for how long. Unfortunately, that news hasn't broke while I'm recording this Wednesday night. But the signing I do like. He's another thumper. He's another linebacker that can help. We got so depth at this linebacker core. The competition is going to be ridiculous with Baker, Raekwon McMillan, Aguavin, Van Ginkel, Beagle. Then we have Van Noy. There's so many great players. A lot of them going to be on special teams doing their thing like a chicken wing. And Roberts is another guy. Like I said in the last video, if you don't know who Roberts is, he did that to us. So I like the move. It's nothing spectacular though. It's another one. So I'll give it like a B plus. I'm not gonna, be like woo, especially because I don't know what the years are and all that stuff on the contract. Then we got Ted Karras. Picked up center from New England. Got about 3 New England signings on this one. Ted Karras, 1 year, $4 million contract. He's another guy that he's going to be a stopgap. He's coming in, taking over for Kilgore, a little bit younger. Had more snaps. I think Kilgore had about 880 snaps last year. He had about 1,100 snaps last year. And with that many more snaps, he had 1 less sack and less penalties against him than Kilgore. So it's not that great of a change. It's not that big of an upgrade, but it's still an upgrade. And it's a 1 year prove it deal, $4 million. They're going to keep him in, see what he can do, compete at that position. I don't know how much of it's guaranteed. Probably none of it's really guaranteed. If he gets beat out in training camp, he gets beat out because they honestly see the Dolphins drafting Bedaz, Ruiz, Christian Berry, somebody good in the second round at that center position. Give that one B plus. I'll give Karras a B plus. It's stopgap. It's not crazy, not sexy, not top pick, not Connor McGovern like I wanted, but I liked it. It's a B plus. Now we're going to start talking about the sexy picks. Some of the picks, the signings that we got that made the people go, woo woo. Then we're going to talk about Jordan Howard. Like I said, 2 years, $10 million. I don't know how much is guaranteed. I don't know where at what point all the money. I feel like it's a 5-year guarantee. Probably it's probably like a 1 year prove it deal. I like the move. A lot of people didn't like the move. A lot of people want to talk about, well, he had 2 good years. His first 2 years with Chicago, he had over 1,000 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns. Then he kind of dropped off, 6 and 6. Didn't really break 1,000 yards. His last year with Chicago didn't break 1,000 yards. Last year with the Eagles. But here's the thing. You got to look at what happened. You had Tariq Cohen come in his 3rd year and take over. All of a sudden, Jordan Howard wasn't doing his thing. And then with the Eagles, he wasn't fully healthy. But when he got his hand on the ball, he 4.4 yards carry every time he touched the ball. So I like the move. I like the move, especially with it being probably a 1 year prove it deal. Again, I don't know what the guaranteed money is, but I feel like it's probably about 5 million guaranteed. So it's like a 1 year. Show me what you can do. 5 million. I like the move. I'm going to give this one another B plus. A lot of these moves are B plus, but the reason I'm not giving them all A's, A pluses and stuff, I got to see, this is nice. Paper's nice. Seeing on paper is nice, but you got to expectations. And now let's talk about the 2 sexy ones. Let's talk about the 2 that really made everyone go, woo woo. Let's talk about Kyle Van Noy. I got full contract breakdown of him. Absolutely full contract breakdown of him. Kyle Van Noy, the linebacker who's coming in, going to help with this pass rush, help with, all of the things that we need help with in linebacker. Really like the move. 4 years, $51 million, $30 million guaranteed. This year, the Miami Dolphins are only paying him $6 million. And you're asking yourself, how do we still have $5.79 million, Doug? It's the way they structured the contracts. You're paying Eric Flowers $5 million. You're paying Kyle Van Noy, $6 million. You look at these contracts, you see $30 million. You see $51 million. You see $15 million. You see all these huge numbers, and you're thinking, God, our cap's gone. You got to look at the guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is where it matters. Guaranteed money is what actually pays these players. You can have a player sign a 4-year, $70 million contract, but he's only due $30 million. Their $45 million is going out the window. They don't have to pay him that $45 million if they cut him. So like I said, Kyle Van Noy is only getting $6 million this year. That's the reason the Dolphins still have $5.79 million in cap space. You see that $51 million, $30 million guaranteed, you're like, there's our cap. No. Next year, they pay him $15 million. There goes the hike. And then in 2022, they pay him 15.2. They can cut him, but they eat about $6 million. And then 2023, they pay him 14.1, and they can cut him again and pay about $3 million. So after 2 years, they can cut him and eat about $6 million in dead cap, which still isn't that much, especially if the Dolphins roll over as much as probably they will. So Kyle Van Noy has another 2-year out, like I said about Shaq Lawson. And like I said, no, I didn't say about Shaq Lawson. I said about Eric Flowers. Now that Mike Tannenbaum's not having a chokehold on this team anymore, the way they're structuring their contracts to have that out is just a thing of beauty. So Kyle Van Noy signing is going to get an A from me. Fits the system, is very versatile like everyone that I've named. Shaq Lawson can go inside and outside. Eric Flowers can play guard and tackle. You know, we got guys out here. Kruger can play linebacker, safety. All these guys can be moved around, and that's what I love. So the Kyle Van Noy signing is getting an A. And then we have Byron Jones, the surprise. Nobody. If you tell me that you expected the Miami Dolphins to sign Byron Jones, I will call you a liar. There's nobody who thought the Miami Dolphins were going to sign Byron Jones because we all knew Byron Jones was going to get a fat contract, either from the Cowboys or from somebody that really needed a corner. I personally didn't think that the Dolphins were going to do that. I didn't think they were going to have Xavier Howard and then bring in another big fat contract. And they did. 5 years, $82.5 million with a $57 million guaranteed. 5 years. So you're thinking to yourself, he's going to be on the team. And the Dolphins want to make him one of their best corners. He is one of the contracts that is probably going to took a big chunk of our cap. This year, we're paying him $14 million. Next year, we're going to be paying him $17 million. And then 2022, we are going to be paying him $17.3 million. Goes up. The first 2 years is a big chunk of it. Then after the first 3 years, after 2022, the Dolphins can cut him, and it's only a $6 million dead cap. Then the year after that, they can cut him, and then it's only a $3 million. So again, they have that out with all of these contract signings. That's why I don't know Shaq Lawson's and Agba's yet, but I can guarantee you Shaq Lawson's is a 3-year contract and $36 million, $21 million guaranteed. I bet you after year 2, they can cut him without a big hit. Same thing with Agba, 2 years, $75 million guaranteed, $15 million contract. I bet you it's after the first year, they can cut him in nothing. Dolphins are doing this really great. Byron Jones signing, I'm giving that an A+. I love that signing. I did not expect it to happen. Made me very excited. I love the signing. Yes, we'll be paying him $17 million in 2021, 2022, but if he keeps playing like he did with the Cowboys, and then he's coming to a team that knows what to do with a guy who can play safety and corner, it's just a thing of beauty. And the fact that after 3 years, if he doesn't produce, they can just cut him out. Absolute thing of beauty. So before I get into comment of the day and before I get into all that fantastic stuff, I just want to talk about the fact that we have about 4 players on this team that have been on the team for more than 3 years. Devontae Parker's been on the team for 5 years. Bobby McCain's been on the team for 5 years. Xavier Howard's been on the team for 4 years. And Jakeem Grant has been on the team for 4 years. Other than that, no one's been on the team for more than 3 years. Huge turnover. And you're noticing that. Devontae Parker, Bobby McCain, Xavier Howard, Jakeem Grant showed what they can do, and that shows that this organization and this new front office likes these types of players. Because other than that, no one has been here more than 3 years because they don't like the Adam Gase signings and stuff like that. And Adam Gase also got rid of a lot of people. And then real quick, one last thing. It just made me feel good to see this one. The dead cap. The Dolphins were the worst at dead cap. They were the worst at letting players, at paying players to play on other teams, essentially giving them so much guaranteed money to please come play here, please come play for us, that eventually they would just move on with them because they're not producing, and then you're still paying them. Top 5 teams, dead cap leaders: Panthers 46 million, Jaguars 33 million, Falcons 23 million, Patriots 22 million. Patriots are up there, and the Minnesota Vikings $17.5 million. Dolphins aren't top 5 anymore in dead cap, and it's a thing of beauty. It's a change in culture. But be sure to comment below. Let me know. I want your guys' grades. Grade all 10 signings so far. I want to know what you guys think of these signings. What do you guys think of the contract now that I break it down? Are you still like, oh, I don't like it? Or are you a little bit better knowing that, we're only paying Eric Flowers $5 million this year. We're only paying Van Noy $6 million this year. We're only going to pay Aguayo probably about $7.5 million this year. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Before I get to comment of the day, trivia answer. What is Mercury Morris's first given name? What is his given name? It's Eugene. I didn't know that. I did not know that. If you did know that, good on you. You know way more about the Miami Dolphins than I do. Let's get to the comment of the day. For comment of the day, this is kind of a collective one. This is kind of like, I've gotten this comment a lot, and I'm hearing it not only from you guys, but I'm also hearing it from some of the beat writers and stuff. They're calling us the Dolphins, the New England Dolphins, or the Dolphin Patriot, whatever. And I could see it. Got the head coach, Eric Rowe. We got 3 of their guys poaching them left and right. And then even when you guys says bit of a concern starting to look like Detroit. And I could see where that comes in, but I'm not worried about it. For one, Brian Flores is doing his own thing. He's instilling his own style, especially on offense, getting rid of half of the coaching staff and half of them to bring in guys that he's feeling more comfortable in, bringing in more vets. I feel like that's one of the mistakes that Brian Flores did last season, is he didn't have much veteranship in that coaching staff, and that's why he's bringing in Chan Gailey, he's bringing the vets, all that stuff. So when it comes to, poaching some of the Patriot players, it helps that they are unknown guys. The Karras, Roberts, these are unknown guys. These are guys that, he's comfortable with. Even Van Noy. Van Noy's not an unknown guy, but he's comfortable with these guys. Look what he did with Eric Rowe, who he's coached with, who he's known. So, he took a few of them, but I don't think it's enough to, say like, oh, we're the New England Patriots. Look at this. We're doing this. But I will say this. You'll notice something. A lot of players are starting to go. Karras, they wanted to keep him. There's another guy that they wanted to keep. I don't remember his name specifically. I don't know if it was Van Noy or if it was Roberts. The Patriots wanted to keep him and offer him more money, and they both took the Dolphins, because I honestly think that with Tom Brady, the whole Tampa Bay thing isn't official yet. When it's official, I'll make a video, and I'm going to talk about the AFC East and how it's going to change with Tom Brady not there anymore. But without Tom Brady there, you're starting to notice a lot of Patriot players are starting to move on, because you don't got that elite quarterback. You'll be surprised how much an elite quarterback and winning will bring people to your team. But thank you guys all for hanging out. Thank you guys all for watching. Like I said, I'm about 280 subs from 10K. I want to do a cool, big thing when I hit 10K. I want to do a live stream. I want to do a bunch of things when I hit 10K, because it's crazy to me that literally 2 years ago to this time, I started talking about the Dolphins on here, and I'm almost hitting 10K. And that has a lot to do with you guys, and I really, really, really want to appreciate and thank you all for that. So when that happens, you're going to get more mushiness and more of that out of me. But be sure to follow me on Twitter. A lot of these news breaks first. I will tweet about it. I will give you my opinions on Twitter about it. I just broke 1,500 Twitter followers, and all you guys on Twitter are super cool. Some of you guys made a Twitter specifically to follow me, which I really appreciate. I'm going to try to get some of the beat writers from Twitter to come collab, get on this channel. I'm going to try to do some more things on this channel with you guys, incorporating you guys. I have a lot planned. Be sure to check me out on Twitter. Also, check out the Bit Boys. Great site. It's my second channel. It's my baby. It's my gaming channel. If you like what you see over there, hit that subscribe button. Don't feel like you need to, but I do appreciate it if you do. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. Guys, big things are happening. I have a ton of videos planned for you guys. So give this video a thumbs up because you're excited for the future, because you like the content. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. Very great site. Wow, it's been a while since I've said this, but it's a very, very great site. Go over, check it out. Beat writers, all that stuff. Be sure to check it out. Hit that subscribe button. Guys, like I said, I'm going to be breaking down I got to break down the prospects, top 5 prospects of each position in the draft coming up. I'm going to talk about the AFC East. When when Tom Brady probably signs with the Bucs, I'm going to talk about how that's going to change the team. When more news breaks, more signings happens, if trades happens, all that stuff, you get it breaking. It won't look like this, but you get breaking news from me. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can see as soon as it comes out. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Probably going to be Friday or Saturday. Either tomorrow or Saturday, probably Saturday. I got a lot planned for you. So other than that, like usual, stay classy and fins up.